Hello, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Cruising with Essie. Today, we're going to talk about packing. So, we're going to talk about what you need to pack when you're preparing to go on board, especially for the first time. You find that you really don't know what to expect, you really don't know the ports that you're going to, you really don't know the kind of environment you're going to go to. So it's very important to have an idea of what to include in your luggage. So today, um, we're going to talk about the things that you need to pack first, what you need to check, and everything else. So the first thing is you've got to check when your ticket comes, when your ticket arrives on your portal or on your email. You've got to check with the airline. How many bags do they accept? How many kilograms? How many pounds do they accept? How many carry-ons? How many checked-in bags? So the first thing is you're gonna prepare your bags. So, and then you've got to need a scale. So that as you're packing, you'll be checking if your luggage is on the limit that's allowed by the airline that you'll be using. So the first things that you need to pack are the things that are very important, things that are required of you. So the first thing is you need to pack your medical. You need to have your medical reports. So usually when you get your medicals, you just send a soft copy to the cruise line. So you will need your original medicals with you. So that's the first thing that you're going to put in your carry-on bag. Don't put that in your checked-in luggage. In case anything happens to your luggage, you have to have your medicals with you. So that's the first thing that you're going to put in your luggage. So you're going to put your medicals, the original certificates, and then you're going to put your training certificates. So if you've got any training certificates, maybe the course that you did, a diploma, or any such thing that may be required by the cruise line, you've got to pack it. If you've got certificates that you've done whilst you're on board, if you're returning for a second time, you've got to pack those. And then you've got to put your passport in your bag. These are very important. Since you're prepared, you're getting ready, you're excited, you might miss some of these little things. So these are the first things that you need to put in your luggage. So after that, we're going to talk about your medication. So if you take any kind of pills, any kind of medication, you've got to put your medication in your bag. In the carry-on bag, the bag that you're always with, you've got to put on the medication there. So as for your medication, I think the cruise line will advise you. Most of the people that I know, or it is mostly advisable to carry medication that is enough for the duration of your contract. So you've got to talk to your health provider, to your doctor, so that you carry medication that is enough for the duration of your contract. Depending on how long your contract is, it might be 8 months, 6 months, 4 months. You have to carry medication that is enough for the duration of the contract. And then we're talking about uniforms. So if you need uniforms, if your department, anyway, most of the departments wear uniforms. So depending with your cruise line, if you have uniforms from the previous contracts, you've got to carry your uniforms with you. So make sure you carry these are the things that you need to pack first in your bag. So you've got to need your uniforms. Just make sure you have everything. If you wear epaulets, just make sure you have everything ready with you. So when you get on board, you're not stranded. So once you're talking about the uniform, also just make sure you have your stockings ready. It's part of the uniform. So just make sure you have your stockings ready. At least maybe 5 pairs, preferably black, depending with the department and the kind of work that you do. So make sure you carry stockings. They're very essential. And then now we're gonna talk about clothes. What kind of clothes do you need to pack? How many clothes do you need to pack? So this depends with the itinerary. Where does your ship go? Which is your home port? What is the weather there? So you've got to check online. So this time you have to check, because the type of clothes that I carry when I'm going to the Bahamas, when my ship is going to be sailing to and from the Bahamas, is different from what one may carry when they're going to Australia, or when they're going to be sailing in Alaska. So you've got to check the weather of where you're going. The Mediterranean weather is different from the Alaskan weather. So you've got to you've got to Google on where you're going. You've got to check all that information. And then, so for me, normally I just pack a few dresses. Maybe there's like 3 or 4 dresses. So when you're packing dresses, it's very essential to just carry, if you're a lady, a black dress. It can, it can do on any occasion. Just carry an, simple black dress, at least one formal dress or one formal wear, and then maybe just some little dresses when you're going out. You might need some, some little dresses, especially if you're going to the Bahamas. It's going to be hot most of the time. And then when it comes to trousers, I just normally carry one black trousers, one black jean, one blue jean, and maybe just a few, just a few of these. And also you may need to carry your shorts. So remember, if you're going for the very first time, you may take time to know where to buy clothes, know where to buy, 1 or 2 things. So it's very essential that you prepare everything that you may need to use or to have, especially during the first 2 weeks or even the first month, because you'll be having a lot of trainings. There will be more like a lot of things that you need to grasp in. So you do not want stress on, oh my goodness, I left my trousers. Oh my goodness, I left my t-shirt, or I left something very important. So you've got to need a few shorts. And then, like I said, at least one black trousers, one blue trousers. It all depends. And then if you're a guy, you also need a few shorts, and then you need a few maybe just a tracksuit or a few trousers as well. And then we get into t-shirts. So like I said, you need trousers, you need a dress, 1 or 2, depending with your style. And then you may need a few t-shirts. So just make sure you carry something that that suits your style, depending on what you like to wear and where you like to go and hang out with friends. And then we go to shoes. So for me, I just carry sandals, because most of the places will be hot. I just carry sandals, I just carry my Crocs, and then I just carry one formal shoe in case I need to go for dinner, in case I need to go for photos. And then I carry sneakers in case I need to go to the mess, to the crew mess, or to the gym. You need one closed shoe, so you need to be wearing your closed shoes. So I normally carry that's what I normally carry. And then the other things that you need to have when you're traveling is, it's all about work, yes, but you need to have some fun as well. So you've got to need your swimsuit. So if you're a lady, you're going to need a swimsuit. You're going to need maybe just a pair or 2. I normally carry 2. So it's easier for me if I decide to go out, go in the water, just refresh, and then a swimsuit cover. And then you will need to carry your pajamas. So it's very essential that you lay out the things that you need to take with you, the things that you need to carry with you, so that you don't forget. Maybe others are going to swim and you're like, oh my goodness, I left my swimming suit. So it's just good to carry 1 or 2. So if you need to buy extra, it's not because you don't have, it's because you just need to add something to what you already have. And then you've got to carry your pajamas with you. So normally I just carry pajamas and maybe just one night dress, And the other thing that you need to carry, since you'll be going out, is to carry something for the sun. So just make sure you carry your hat. If it's a sun hat, if it's a cap, just make sure you carry something that will help you. And then we're talking about gym. So if you want to go to the gym, if you're somebody who likes to keep fit, you've got to carry your gym clothes. You've got to carry your gym wear. You're not going to be going to the gym wearing your sandals or slip-ons. So you need to carry, like I said, the sneakers. I normally just carry 1 pair of sneakers. It's enough, for me. So you need to carry your gym wear. You need to carry, if you're a lady, you need to carry your busters. You need to carry your tops. You need to carry your all your gym wear. You need to carry your your tights. Same for the guys as well. You need to carry your tights. You need to carry just something that you can wear comfortably when you're going to the gym. And then so that's it. I think when it comes to clothes, oh, one other thing, you've got to have a jacket. So I say that depends with where you'll be going. But just in case, you've got to need a jacket. You've got to need a jacket in case it gets, the weather can change anytime. Or maybe you're in a cabin, you're seated, you just need to feel warm. You can carry yourself a jacket beside your uniform. So I normally like to carry things that remind me of home. So I normally carry, branded merchandise, and I normally carry my flag, something to remind me of home. When I'm like, maybe I spread my bed, I just put it there, or maybe we're having an event, I can just, use my national flag. And then now we're going to talk about bathroom essentials. Guys, this is very, very important. You don't want to struggle with looking for somebody to give you toothpaste on your first day on board. So this is very important that you prepare what you're going to have, lay down, make sure you have everything. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is make sure you have your toothpaste, make sure you have your toothbrush. So it all depends on the brand of toothpaste that you use. If you're not gonna find it anywhere in the world, or maybe if it's unique to you, just make sure you carry your toothpaste, just make sure you carry your toothbrush. These are very important. I've seen people struggling on board on their first day. Oh my goodness, I forgot to take my toothpaste with me. So just make sure you carry your toothpaste with you. And talking about that as well, if you're a lady, oh, it applies to the gents, just make sure you carry your shower gel. So you don't need to carry a 2-liter bottle, just carry enough maybe to use for the first month before you can maneuver around and be able to get something, something else somewhere. So if you're a lady, just make sure if you've got a specific brand for the feminine wash that you use, just make sure you carry enough for the duration of your contract. So you carry your shower gel, you carry your feminine wash, you carry your lotion. So just make sure also, on the bathroom essentials, I just encourage people to carry what they need to use, especially for the very first month. It has to be enough. And you have to carry you can also carry your bathing gloves. Also, I like to use bathing gloves. So I normally carry enough for the whole contract. And if you're from Africa, you may need, your bathing stone, for those who know how to use that and what to use it for. And then you're going to need your lotions. So you've got to carry your lotions. If you've got a specific brand of lotions that you use for your face, you've got to need your lotions. You've got to carry your serum. You have to carry your body oils. You have to carry your perfume. You have to carry your roll-ons. The other thing that you may need, you can also carry your body spritz, your body spray. Please, guys, don't forget to carry sunscreen, although it's available on board. But if you've got a brand that you prefer to use or you've used for a long time, just make sure you carry as well. And then you have to carry your comb. You cannot be borrowing your comb from your roommate. So just make sure you remember to carry your comb with you. And one thing that is very important, guys, you have to carry your shaving stick. Just make sure you have your shaving stick. If you use a shaving stick, or if you use a shaving cream, just make sure you have. So it's very good to take care of yourself when you're on board. You have to look good, you have to smell good, not just for the next person, but for yourself. And especially if you're interacting with guests, you have to be good, you have to look good, you have to smell good. If you're somebody who uses makeup and you've got brands that you use or that are specific to your area or region, just make sure you carry those as well. You can also carry, it all depends. If you're doing your nails, you can also carry your file. You can also carry your nail polish. Just carry everything that will make you comfortable for the whole month, for the very first month, before you can maneuver around. And then we're going to talk about food. So this is the part that most people like to know. What kind of food is there on board? What time can I eat? Can I eat anything I want? What if I'm a vegetarian? What if I don't eat this? I don't eat that. So when it comes to food, it all depends with the cruise line. It all depends with the food that you have on board. And most of the cruise line that I've seen, it also depends with the number of nationalities of a particular, for particular country or region that are there. So you'd find if there are a lot of Indonesians, maybe people from India, from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, the meals are sort of like rotated so that you can find, there is not really rotated, but they make sure that on the meals you would find at least something that you can relate with, something that you can eat. But for the tea lovers, I didn't like the tea. So just make sure if you're a tea lover, I prefer Freshback Rooibos. So I carry tea bags enough for the whole contract. That's me. But tea is available on board. You can have tea anytime. There's green tea, there's Lipton, there's coffee, there's cappuccino, all of those things. So for me, I prefer to have my Freshback Rooibos. I struggled on my first contract. I had not carried enough tea bags. I didn't carry any tea bags, in fact, because I didn't know what to pack. So I normally carry enough tea bags, and then I normally carry my Weetabix. I prefer this brand. It's good for my health. So this is what I carry. I carry enough for the contract. So this is like 72, a 72 pack. If I carry 3, I know they'll be enough for my contract. I won't be eating them every day, but just in case it's like a lazy day, you just want to have your home food, you can just carry something that you can relate with. And then it's also very important that you carry some snacks with you. So just carry a few, maybe 5 packets, 6 packets. So the first week, if your taste buds are still getting acclimatized to the food on board, you may need, something to snack on. You're someone who likes, maybe you miss home, you can carry something that can remind you of home. I've seen people carry Mazoe Orange Crush. I've seen people carry Cerevita. It all depends on where you're coming from. I normally carry my snacks. So I know this would be enough for me for a month until until I know where to buy what. And then for your hair. So ladies, if you're somebody who can do your hair or who prefers a certain kind of maybe braids and sort, so you gotta carry your braids with you. So I just carry enough braids. I just carry enough braids for the duration of my contract. So when I need to change my hairstyle, I'm not struggling on what to put in my hair. And then I also carry a wig with me so that when I remove my hairstyle, maybe I just want my hair to breathe a bit, I know I've got something to put in my hair. So just make sure you carry something so that you don't go to work looking like a zombie. So when you remove your hairstyle, whilst you need to wash your hair and you can just wear something and go. You might need to carry a blower. So depending with how often you wash your hair, you might need to carry a blower. I normally wash my hair when I go swimming. So when I'm walking from the beach to the ship, I know my hair is going to dry along the way. So it depends with how you prefer to do your hair. I know that's how I normally wash my hair. So I think I've covered most of the things that you need to carry. And also when it comes to the bathroom essentials, make sure you carry your perfumes. Guys, it's good to look good, to smell good. Make sure you carry your bathing towel. Make sure you carry your perfumes. So I normally buy enough perfumes for the whole contract because I'm somebody who likes to smell good, but still on a budget. Remember, when you're going to work on board, you're going to work on board. You're not going to be spending $200, $300 on a specific brand of perfume simply because, of A, B, C, D reasons. It all depends with your budget. It's okay if you can afford it, but as for me, I just prefer to carry my perfumes enough for the contract. Yeah, I do buy 1 or 2, but not because I don't have, simply because maybe I like the smell or my budget allows me that month. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning into my YouTube channel. Make sure you carry your speaker with you, just a little speaker. So when you're in your room, you want to watch a movie, your roommate is not there, you can just use your speaker, and make sure also to carry your earbuds or your headphones, so when you're in the plane you can listen to something on your phone besides the earphones that are provided for by the airline. Thank you guys for tuning to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share this video with your colleagues, or if you know somebody who's joining a cruise ship, or if you know somebody who's preparing, or somebody who's looking forward to joining a cruise ship, make sure you share this video with them. I think it would be very informational for them. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into my YouTube channel. Kindly like and subscribe.